Kipper's little friends. Arnold was proudly showing Kipper his new toy baby owl. It was very small and grey and fluffy. "We could call your owl Small Grey Fluffy Owl," said Kipper. It was not a very inventive name, a bit long too, but Arnold seemed pleased. "Big Owl and Small Grey Fluffy Owl," said Kipper. "I wonder what a baby owl is called," said Kipper. "You are a baby pig, and a baby pig is called a piglet. So perhaps a baby owl is called an owlet." Kipper looked at his computer. "Yes," said Kipper, "a baby owl is an owlet. And look, a baby frog is a froglet." He read some more. "And a baby hedgehog is a hoglet." Kipper was very pleased with himself. "Piglet, owlet, froglet, hoglet," he said. "Let's go to the park and see if we can find some hoglets and froglets." They couldn't find any hoglets in the park, and there were no froglets in the pond, just some wriggly things in the stinky mud. But the ducks were there as usual, and 5 baby ducks were paddling in the pond too. Arnold wondered if Small Grey Fluffy Owl would like to paddle with them. Splish! Small Grey Fluffy Owl spun slowly on his back and began to sink. The baby ducks, thinking he was a piece of bread, paddled over to dabble at him. "Shoo!" said Kipper, and dipped his net into the water. Small Grey Fluffy Owl wasn't very fluffy anymore, and he seemed even smaller than before. A bit stinky too. But Arnold didn't seem to notice. He had discovered something interesting in the net. A tiny froglet. It crawled onto Arnold's finger, stared at him for a while, then hopped onto his nose and jumped back into the pond. Bloop. They sat on the swings, swooshing backwards and forwards while Kipper spun Small Grey Fluffy Owl around to dry him out. "What is the name for a baby duck?" said Kipper. "Piglet, owlet, froglet, hoglet. It must be ducklet." It didn't sound right. Back home, Kipper looked at his computer again. "Silly me, a baby duck is called a duckling." "Of course it is," said Kipper. "And look, Arnold, a baby goose is called a gosling. I didn't know that. And goslings are grey and fluffy too." They drew pictures of all the baby animals and wrote the names underneath. Froglet, owlet, piglet, hoglet, duckling, gosling. Then Kipper drew a picture of himself and wrote dog. "What was I when I was little?" said Kipper. "Was I a doglet or a dogling?" Silly Kipper. He had forgotten the name for a baby dog. Do you know the name for a baby dog? Of course you do. A baby dog is a puppy. And this is what Kipper looked like when Big Owl was brand new and Kipper was just a puppy.